See if we have any technological problems today. What do you think? What are the chances?
0.
0%.
0%.
I'm here.
Yeah. All right.
Because the whiz is here.
We are here.
Now, Behind the Law with Justin Clark and Allie Mack on ESPN 580 Orlando.
And welcome to the show. It's another edition of Behind the Law right here on ESPN 580 Orlando. Thank you for spending your evenings and weekends here with us. My name is Justin Clark, 321-282-1055. You can also watch us on TV this Saturday at 12:30 p.m. It's You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark, on CBS. And then this Sunday and every Sunday, it's Behind the Law, 10 a.m. on TV 27. Also, don't forget to watch the program about 4 o'clock every single afternoon at Behind the Law Radio on Facebook, Instagram, any social media platform. I'm joined today by my good friend hiding behind a computer screen today. It's the beautiful Brianna. Hello, Brianna. How are you?
Awesome, Justin. How are you doing?
I'm not so good, really. I mean, I'm okay, I guess. I just get really annoyed with change and
I know.
technical issues
But
and
your
that
mic's
sort of thing.
working.
It's working, but look, it won't even stand up anymore. I mean,
It's because of that
here's
awesome
the deal.
mic stand you bought on Amazon.
Here's the problem. So I went to, let's say, a retail store this weekend to buy some new headphones and some new equipment for our studio. So what you don't understand is we do the show from a radio studio, but we had to build our own studio here in my law firm because I just don't have time to practice law and go to the station every single day, right?
don't.
So when we started doing the show every day, I had to build a studio here. So, it's all on my dime, and I have to do it. I'm not like Mr. Technology over here, but here's what happened. So I go to, I don't want to say the name, a retail place where you can buy microphones and headphones, that sort of thing. And I was going to buy them right there. I'm not that cheap, but they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we're out of stock, new shipment coming in 2 days. I don't think I had 2 days, so I took a picture of it. And of course I went home. You know how I feel about buying stuff on Amazon? I mean, I like it as much as the next guy, but I'm always disappointed when I get the stuff, especially technical things like microphones.
Yeah, you haven't had good luck.
But I go to Amazon, I'm telling you, each pair of headphones was like $40 cheaper. I mean, it's like you almost have to do it anymore.
Wait, is it the same brand or was it like a comparable
That's what I'm saying.
brand?
I took a picture so to make sure I was getting the exact same thing.
Oh, snap.
And it was like $40 each cheaper. So it's like, I feel bad for retail stores and their employees and things, but my goodness, I mean, what are you supposed to do? You know? I don't know. Very
the
special.
place you went to, though, I mean, just
We're
not throw them under the bus.
We're going to do What's Going On with Allie Mack. We'll also play Stump the Clarkie in the second half hour and an awesome interview throughout the show with Oz Martin of Legacy Youth Sports. But to further confuse my life, we got a new addition to the show today. She's going to be the intern here on Behind the Law. The beautiful Brianna is here, of course, running the show.
That's me.
Anyone want to guess what the new intern's name is? Just take a wild guess. You'll never believe the name. Look, I'm already confused enough just going through my daily life. Brianna. Her name is Brianna. I mean, what are you doing to me, Brianna?
Which one?
It's unbelievable what you guys are doing to me. But Brianna, welcome to the other Brianna. Welcome
Thank you.
But here
Thank
to make
you.
it even worse, I call you the beautiful Brianna. So then now that's going to make her feel not beautiful because I call you the beautiful Brianna.
Snap. That's true.
So, I mean, what are we going to do here? So,
Yeah.
any nicknames so I can distinguish between
because you can't say the beautiful Brianna and the other Brianna. They're going to be like,
that is going to be totally
it's
messed
the
up.
less hot Brianna.
Oh,
That's not okay.
that is absolutely not okay.
I think she has the yellow microphone,
Yeah.
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
Yes.
All right. might not be the
That's
worst
perfect.
idea in the world. So anyway, Brianna, welcome to the show. By the way, so are you in school or what's your deal?
No, I'm going back to school in the fall. I'm going to get my
okay.
master's in communication from
Wow. All right.
UCF.
Where did you
Yes.
go to undergrad?
UCF.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you know your way around
I
already,
do.
huh? So you're going to, what did you have your undergrad in? What was your undergrad degree in?
Bachelor's of Science in Psychology.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
well. Welcome to the program. We look forward to spending our weekends and weeknights here with you. Again, if you want to check out the new Brianna, go to @Behind the Law Radio. You can watch the show there right now. Any like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram? What's your thing, Brianna?
Me, I don't have anything actually.
What?
I'm trying to stay away from social
Oh,
media.
wow.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Did you have it once and then you
I
bad
did.
breakup or something?
No, it took too much of my time.
I see.
So I just had to take it away and
Well,
focus on
and do you feel better in doing so?
I do. I
You'll
focus
be
more
back
on the important things.
I give you 2 months. 2 months you'll be at Brianna on the radio or whatever, something. Trust me, I know how this stuff works. Interesting day in sports today. One of our very good friends, someone I really look up to, Pat Williams, has announced he is retiring as president of the Orlando Magic. So, Pat, we wanted to send our best wishes to you. I'm sure you're not retiring from book writing, so I'm sure we'll be hearing from you very
100
often.
plus
But
bucks, Mike.
Pat's always been a really good friend of the show and really just the patriarch of the Orlando Magic and a pillar of this community for many, many years. So I wanted to send my love to Pat, wishing you well in your retirement years. Did you watch any of the draft this week in the NFL draft, Brianna? I'm assuming you didn't.
No, I normally do. Honestly, I normally make
really?
a whole event of it, and I did not. We were busy this weekend.
So, I mean, the draft gets a little bit annoying, honestly, after 2 days. I don't know. I can watch the first round, maybe second round. After that, it gets a little annoying. Now, do you want to take any guesses? You know, I went to the University of Tennessee, big football fan. Mm-hmm. Do you want to take any guesses? How many draft picks came from the University of Tennessee this season? Go ahead.
Because you're talking about it, I'm just going to go ahead and say 0.
0.0.
Like,
The
you seem
University of Tennessee produced
shook.
0 NFL draftees over the weekend, which is just downright shocking and really shows the state of our program. And hopefully next year will be a little bit different, but unbelievable. The the NBA playoffs have been fantastic.
Yes.
I mean, just great to watch the playoffs, even though the refs really kind of almost decided the Warriors-Rockets game yesterday. But I do like when the NFL or NBA playoffs are on. I mean, it's great basketball. Do you watch the playoffs, Brianna?
I do. I love basketball.
I was asking
I'm
the
a
other
basketball.
Brianna.
Oh, you know? Sorry.
I love this.
It's shocking.
This is what Justin. This is what I live for right here. This is what I live for.
This is gonna be
321-282-1055. YouHavePower.com if you want to learn more about the law firm. My name is Justin Clark. It's Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. Joined today by a very, very special guest. He is right here to my left, Oz Martin, Legacy Youth Sports. Oz, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
Legacy
Doing
Youth Sports. What? I know it's a great, fantastic program. What is it?
It's all about the kids. We offer sports programs, and we go a lot beyond the sports program in the court. So we go in the community, doing different things in group homes and serving dinner and actually talking to the kids and offering programs as well.
How do you find people who might qualify or be good for your program?
We put the information out at the schools, churches, or somebody that's been a part of our program before. They refer kids to us as well. Our program is very mixed with kids that come from all different backgrounds to be a part of our program.
I know we had a bit of a tragic event here recently in your program, and I think that there's an event coming up. Tell me about that a little bit.
This Saturday, we're going to be doing a pancake breakfast and fundraiser within our regular basketball league games this Saturday, where we're raising money for the Kevin Pope family. He was tragically killed last Wednesday, just going home from school when semi-tractor trailer hit him on the way home. And so we're just trying to uplift the family and let them know that we love them, and we're going to do whatever we possibly can to help with this situation.
Oh, my gosh. So if someone's listening right now and they want to help this family, what is the best way to help?
You can go to our Facebook page, Legacy Youth Sports of Florida, and look up the information, or as well give us a call if you want to reach out to the show here, or give us a call at 321-245-8413.
Can I get in one of those hats? I love that hat. LYS hat. You got to send me one of those, please. I
You
love
got it. You have it.
Hey,
You got it.
what kind of funding do you have over at Legacy Youth Sports, and how is it funded?
Well, we still offer it to individuals that pay for their kids to play, and then we fundraise for those who can't afford, and we adjust our prices accordingly to anybody that we don't turn anybody away, basically. If you cannot afford to play, we will figure it out. We turn nobody away from playing in our program.
What sports do you have in the program?
Right now, we just do basketball. and all the other things that we do with the Boys to Men events and some like golf programs. We'll show the kids how to play golf. We take them off the court onto the course just to show them a little bit about golf. So we try to expose them to that.
Did you play in high school at all? Yourself?
I did not actually.
No?
I did not. I actually played baseball and football more than I played basketball.
Good deal. Good parenting. I always, when you're our height, as a parent, my mom, if you're listening right now, you should have told me, hey, son, here's a golf club. Here's a soccer ball. But I was obsessed with basketball.
Yep.
That's just bad parenting, if you want to ask me. 5'9.5". What is wrong with you, Mom? I love you, Mom. But you gotta like put some kind. I'm 5'9.5" at least.
Committed to it.
You got to be kidding me. Plenty more ahead with Oz Martin, Legacy Youth Sports, all right on the other side of this very quick break. It's Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando.
Let's take a quick segment break. They are live with us. That little break right there. From the post-production.
You ready?
Yes.
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Well, welcome back to the show. It is Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. My name is Justin Clark. Thanks for spending your evenings here with us on our favorite sports radio station, 321-282-1055. Joined today by a very special guest. He is with Legacy Youth Sports. His name, Oz Martin. Oz, how are you, sir? Thanks for being here.
I'm doing great.
So tell me a little bit more about how you got involved with Legacy Youth Sports.
Well, I'll say about 10 years ago, a friend of mine, Don Madden, would ask me to be a part of a program or work with some kids and just be around them. So it turned into just a Saturday morning, just going to the gym and just letting them play basketball. Well, for that 10 years from now, it's turned into basketball leagues, educational programs, community service opportunities for the kids to volunteer and get that into their lives about volunteering.
Got it. What do you do when, because I know this happens, it must happen when you see a kid, a great kid, who you really kind of want to take under your wing, and then you see whether it's one parent or both parents who are just bad parents. How do you operate, and what do you do in that situation?
Well, I'll give you a quick story. A lot of our kids, some of them never met their parents. I've only seen them. They come once they come with a friend that came to a basketball game or a basketball practice, and it turns into a situation where, the kids start calling more than the parents to see what's next, and then the opportunity when I do meet the parents, it was like 3 years later when I was still working with your son since he was 9.
Right.
You know my name, but you just don't know. I'm the coach. He's with me, but for that fact, that's an everyday story.
You ever see bruising?
No.
Never seen it. No, so you never really thought that there were some physical issues going on with any of the kids. What about crazy parents? I mean, some parents come, when you talk to any youth football coach, soccer coach, whatever, they'll always say, oh, we love doing it, but we got a couple crazy parents. I mean, do you see some of that as well?
Yes. You and I'll give it like this, crazy parents come from somebody else as well. So they have a parent that came before them. So there are things that I don't know about or I can't control because that's the way they were brought up as well. So they're trying. My thing is to work on this child and expose the family to the way we are and how we do things and how we try and uplift this kid to be better than what he is. Our slogan is better than yesterday.
Yeah.
Every single day we try to infuse change and behavior and change that goes along, not with just him, and infuse the entire family to be better than what they were, every single day. We don't want them to be status quo every day of just doing just the basic.
What sort of age groups do you work with?
5 all the way up to 16. I still have a lot of the kids that I work with that from 10 years ago, they're graduated high school.
Wow.
I still am in contact with them to see how they're doing. I'm still there.
Right.
So I'm really never go away.
Got it.
I don't check on them as much, but they check on me. Actually, they check on me.
What's the most rewarding part of your day and your involvement with Legacy Youth Sports?
Oh, the everyday growth of seeing the kids, when they start or come like this, they might not have been confident. They might not have done their best at reading or math. The excitement of them the next time we get together, they know we're going to do something different. And it's just the excitement of change. It's just the slogan, better than yesterday. They are really better than yesterday every time they come to us. And they talk about, say if there's a problem in practice, I say, are you like this in class? We cannot have this in class. You cannot act like this like the class. You cannot be like this when it's time for you to go to work and do what you have to do to get better grades.
You're listening to Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. Justin Clark here with you, talking to Oz Martin with Legacy Youth Sports. Now, you hold them accountable in the classroom as well, do you not?
Oh, yes, we do.
How do you do that? I mean, you ask them about their grades. What do you do?
Oh, yeah, we ask about a grade. I use an acronym, PRACTICE. If you break out practice, every word means something. You got to have a purpose when you get up in the morning. You got to be ready, in readiness. You got to be ready to it, and you got to have the correct attitude. You got to be consistent in everything you do, and I take away the only word that doesn't really pertain to it, but it actually does team. So every word has a goal. When we talk about practice, we talk about the whole perspective of practice. The last word that's in practice is you have to exceed every single day that what we put forth in front of you, not just on the athletic field, but in the front. I come from a principal, a teacher. My dad was a high school, a middle school principal as well.
Where'd you grow up?
Flint, Michigan.
All right.
Yeah, so my background is all about that. I've seen it every single day, with my parents and how they are.
Mateen Cleaves, isn't he from Flint? Michigan State boy,
I have one
think.
for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jim Abbott.
Oh, really?
I played baseball against him.
No kidding.
Yes.
He is, first of all, Brianna, how are you? Feel free to step in anytime you would like. Jim Abbott, I believe, had he was missing his right hand, wasn't he?
Not his right hand.
Oh.
Is down here to the
Right.
wrist.
Yeah. So
the
he was
wrist.
he was a Major League Baseball pitcher for a long time, and he would have to have his glove essentially, on. I don't know how he would do it. Yeah, under his arm and that sort of thing. What a great story that was. So you played with this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
We grew up playing with and together.
How did you end up down in Florida?
My parents moved. Both of my parents are from Florida.
Okay.
My dad's from Arcadia. My mom's from Tallahassee.
Oh, right.
So in Flint, a lot of the schools were shutting down. So my dad was a principal. He became my principal for my last 2 years of high school.
How did other kids treat you when your dad's the principal?
Especially my coaches, you still have to earn your way.
Oh, yeah?
My coach used to, I don't care. You're going to have to earn your way. And I didn't want it any other way.
Right.
I've earned my way every step of the way. Doing high school basketball, football, baseball, you got to earn your way every single time.
More information about Legacy Youth Sports and Oz Martin can be found where?
Legacy Youth Sports at FL.com.
Got it. All right, so you do camps and leagues. What do you guys do exactly?
When we do our camps, it is all the basics of basketball. Just when you come out, if you've never played basketball before, we really work on your skills. We really get into fitness, working out, so you have to be in shape as well. So we take all that out. We talk about eating better. We talk about getting rest, and you got to be smart. You got to be smart. You got to be a team player. We don't want an individual player. We want him to be able to adapt in the team situations, and just be good around other people and communicate.
It seems that middle school time, the 6th, 7th, 8th grade, is an incredibly pivotal time for children as they're coming up. And quite frankly, I think it's a little more difficult. I think life is a little bit more difficult for kids these days with social media and all sorts of other ways to essentially bully and make you feel terrible about yourself. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
And do you think that times are a little more difficult now?
They are, and so you really have to be on top of that with the kids. So we'll have conversations. So when we practice, that's my time as well. If say for instance, before they run, we'll talk about things, and I'll get a reaction, of whatever it is that's going on, or the parents will alert me and say things that are going on. That we will have a conversation during practice while they're sprinting. So I'm in the center of the court, they're running. So when they get their break coming back and say, "You don't do this," that's how I have a conversation with them, and until they understand it, they're not my kids, but while they're in the court, they are.
Yeah.
I'm their coach, I'm their mentor. I take full responsibility of helping them get over the hump, and fitting in. Sometimes most kids have a problem with, you come into a new situation of fitting in under another team. So we really work on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, got it. So if a parent's listening right now and they would like to see their son or daughter get involved with Legacy Youth Sports, what do they do?
Call us. Call us.
Phone number one more time.
321-245-8413. Love to have you.
Beautiful. That is Oz Martin, Legacy Youth Sports, who we're lucky enough to have another half hour with, and we'll also play Stump the Clarky. All right, on the other side of this break, it is Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando.
I had one kid, his mother brought him the first day. So he would be on the court for like 2 minutes. Go to the car and get some water. Every 2 minutes, going back and forth, go get his water bottle. So we had a game, and the coach put him in. He walked off the court with his water bottle to be near his mom. and now it's a total different story. So every kid has a
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Welcome back to the show. It is Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. Thank you for spending your weeknights here with me. I'm attorney Justin Clark, 321-282-1055. You can watch the show at Behind the Law Radio on Facebook, YouTube, any social media platform if you want to check us out here in the studio. Also, don't forget to watch the TV shows this weekend. First of all, Saturday, 12:30, just afternoon on CBS. It is You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Set your DVR. Also, Sunday, it is Behind the Law on television at 10 a.m. TV 27 to my right. It is the beautiful Brianna. Hello, Brianna. How are you?
Awesome. How are you, Justin?
You know I hate change, and I
do.
can't even see you because you moved the computer.
You missed me. I'm right here.
I mean, you're still close, but I really can't see you one bit. And now we have a new addition to the show today who I guess is going to be kind of, taking over your spot? Is that what we're trying to do here? You're trying to
Maybe.
get out of doing the show every day? I get it.
What?
I mean, well, that's what I heard.
That's what you just word on
I
the
mean, what
street.
is it? It's just like such heavy lifting for you
Word
to
in
be on the radio
office.
every night?
I know. It's such a tough job. All the talking I
Yeah.
have to do, voice exercises. It's just becoming a lot.
And you wanted to find a good replacement who you thought could do things just like you.
yeah.
But you didn't have to get someone with the same damn name. Literally, Brianna is replacing Brianna with Brianna. Hello, Brianna, other
Hi.
Brianna. I mean, I don't even know what to call you guys anymore. I've got the beautiful Brianna. Now I have the new Brianna from UCF.
Yes.
But then I look like a real, heel. I'm trying to be terrestrial radio proof here. If I call you the beautiful Brianna, because that means that she's not the beautiful Brianna. Ooh. So what do I do? So I have to change. Now I have to change two different names. So I have to come up with a name for Brianna and change your name.
You haven't changed my name.
So I don't know what to do. I really don't. It's a mess.
I
It's
like
a mess.
my name. You're in a pickle.
It's a mess up here in the Behind the Law studios. But anyway, thanks for spending some time with us. Very special guest today. We're going to play Stump the Clarky in just a couple of moments. Oz Martin is here with Legacy Youth Sports. Oz, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Doing great.
So we're going to play this little game now, all right? It's called Stump the Clark. It's a dumb game, and it's going to be new Brianna's first time ever playing.
Yes.
And it's just, you look, normally old Brianna. Ooh, old Brianna. There we go. Normally old Brianna. I like that. You went from beautiful Brianna to old Brianna.
What is happening?
Just like that. So I wouldn't worry about it because she likes to come up with a category that our guest is really going to know something about. And you probably will because she likes to see me lose and you to win my money. You ready to play?
Yes.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
All right, and now it's time for Stop the Clarky. Come on, Clarky. We need you to get over here. We got some great trivia questions we want you to answer. Come on, Clarky. Get over here.
Brianna, old Brianna, what is the category today?
Keep calling me old Brianna. We'll figure it out. We're going to figure this out.
Whoa.
Man. It is all about, you guessed it, youth sports.
Youth sports.
Youth sports.
Not surprised.
Oh.
I find myself not surprised, and I will probably lose today. This is new Brianna's first ever game playing as well, so I
It
hate to
is.
lose my first game to her.
Oh, it's on.
All right, you know the category. Let's get right into it, Brianna.
ESPN says that youth sports is so big that no one really knows how big. But what percentage of youth participate in sports?
Hey.
What percentage of youth participate in sports? And let's just say nationally.
I mean, what, you're making up questions as we go?
No, I'm
Hey, new Brianna,
Helping
if
you
you're
out.
going to be the one coming up with the Stump the Clarky questions moving forward, let me give you a piece of advice. Don't make up stuff on the fly. Make sure you know the questions well. Don't say, well, let's just pretend like it's nationwide. You should know that question.
Here, new Brianna. Here's a hint. Whatever Justin says, feel free to let it go in one ear
And out the other.
and just right out the other. It's okay.
Question
to do
number
that.
2.
Question number 2. As of 2019, let's say it's a Forbes study. How many boys play high school basketball?
How many?
How many?
Okay.
Looking for a number, not a percentage this time. How many boys play high school basketball?
In the whole U.S.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, look, you can be judgmental about her questioning as well if you'd like. Join the party.
You better not jump in.
No,
What is happening?
no.
What is going on? Question number 3. What percentage of youth athletes actually quit after the age of 15?
Oh.
What percentage of youth athletes quit after the age of 15?
Quit or just can't make the team. You know what I mean? At that point, I'm serious. I'm not even joking. It's hard. At 15, you start getting cut and have to try out and things. You know, you're talking about high school.
True. That's high school. Yeah, you're right. That's true. And final question number 4. 2019 study showed what percentage of parents were worried about injuries in youth sports? What percentage of parents were worried about injuries in youth sports?
All of them.
Right.
I'm worried sick. You know what my daughter does for
Yeah.
her sport, and it's scary. My daughter rides horses.
Oh,
That's
she's equestrian,
yeah, she loves it too.
Yeah.
In fact, I had to watch like a whole equestrian event on TV this weekend. NBA playoffs were on. I'm watching reruns of some horses jumping. All right, you ready to score this game?
Yes, let's do it.
Do it. Well, you're listening to Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. You've got Justin Clark here. I have Oz Martin of Legacy Youth Sports to my left. I've got Brianna over to my right. Blocked now by a computer screen, by the way, but hope you guys are doing well over there. They're close to me, but I can't see either of them. I mean, could we have set the...
And it's eating him up.
I mean, I don't know that it's possible to set up a computer in a studio and literally block the view of two people, at the same time. I mean, did you try to do that? It's one of those...
The screen is massive.
It's one of those things that was like literally hard to do. How can you block the view of two people with one computer?
I'm just saying.
All right, let's score this game.
Question number 1 says that ESPN says that youth sports is so big, no one really knows how big. But what percentage of youth participate in sports?
Let's go to my left. Our guest today, Oz Martin. Oz, what did you say?
90%.
90%. New Brianna, what do you have?
I said 75%.
75%. Great answer. Justin Clark, yours truly went with 78%. Brianna, what is the correct answer?
56%.
Oh,
Wow. We're all everybody.
I'm like, X. Whoa, no.
You guys love your
50.
sports.
Wow.
That will be 1 for the new Brianna, 0 Oz Martin, 0 Justin Clark. Question 2.
Question 2, as of 2019, how many boys play high school basketball?
New Brianna, let's start with you.
300,000.
300,000. Yours truly went with 800,000. Oz Martin.
Is dying.
I went 5 million.
Wow!
Yeah.
We didn't say how many boys are in the United States.
That's all right. It is a lot, but
Whatever. I just like put a number down because it's a lot of
He
boys.
said all of them.
Yes.
All of them.
what is the right answer?
500,000.
500,000, right?
500,000.
What did she say?
300,000.
So
wrong.
I win that one, right?
You win.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll go into question number 3. 1 for the new Brianna, 1 Justin Clark. Not yet on the board, Oz Martin, who, he's big time youth sports guy. That's all right. You have 2 questions to go, Oz.
Actually,
What?
Brianna gets that one.
What?
Because you're off by 200,000, whereas 8,
Hold
It's
on.
up-
I said 800. What did she
I
have?
said
she said 3.
And what was
And
the
it's
right answer?
500.
Dang it.
She's actually closer.
All right.
Man.
That will be 2-0-0.
Clark could get right across those clothes
Wow.
today.
I
My
really-
Boy,
God.
I need to go to communication school. She know more than us.
I need to go to math school.
Yes.
So, all right. Question 3.
What percentage of youth athletes quit after the age of 15?
I went with 60%. Oz Martin, what do you have?
Guess.
35.
35%. New Brianna?
30%.
30%. What is the right answer?
80%.
Whoa.
80%. All right, I will take that. It's New Brianna, 1. Justin Clark, 0. Going into the final question today of Stump the Clarky.
Final question. What percentage of parents are worried about injuries in youth sports?
Oz Martin, we'll start with you, sir.
90%.
90%. The new Brianna.
95%.
Justin Clark went with 88%. What is the right answer?
87%.
Like normal, I somehow managed to escape with not a loss. It is just a tie.
It's a tie.
But at least I did not lose. Thank you for playing, Oz Martin. New Brianna, was it as hard as you thought? Or were you nervous?
No, I wasn't. It was easy.
You did a very good job. We have one more segment ahead talking about youth sports with Oz Martin of Legacy Youth Sports. All right on the other side of this break. It's Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando.
Okay, folks, thank you so much for being with us. Clarky, let's get out of here, buddy. My stomach thinks my throat's cut. I'm starving.
Yeah. No, Brianna's adjusting her mic. Yeah, we can hear it. And the, every little thing you do, we can hear it.
How do I keep it stable? It keeps falling.
There's one of our kids. He's like, Colton. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
He's like, Coach Oz, can I set the clock?
Nice.
Can I set the clock?
Yeah.
It can't be.
And his mother comes from a single. She's a single mom.
Right.
Just a bad.
I'll get your chairs
Okay.
down.
So I'm like slouching so I can.
I think we can switch it up.
It's a bunch
Okay.
of different stories. You know that I could just tell you like just
Mental note.
all
Tomorrow,
backgrounds,
switch out chairs.
all races, don't matter. All of them are problems. I mean, all issues. I say issues that can be solved.
Right.
Okay, let's take out. Are you ready? Can we talk about, okay, so the Boys to Men program, as well as some success stories.
Okay.
Ready?
And that's all I have.
Okay.
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
One more segment ahead of Behind the Law with me, Justin Clark. 321-282-1055. I have Brianna and Brianna here to my right, joined today by Oz Martin with Legacy Youth Sports. Oz, thanks for being here, buddy. First
Thank
of all, you're
you.
doing a great thing over there. Tell me a little bit about this Boys to Men program. What is that?
Boys to Men is our mentoring part where we bring community speakers in. They talk about careers. We get the kids vested talking about things of the future besides the court. We want them to think about, not just basketball, but an actual career that they can concentrate on and focus and see if they would like it, from architects, engineers, lawyers, accountants, plumbers. We just a vast variety of guys that come talk about. We talk about finances in this program as well. What is all about? What money is all about? And because we have to, everybody that we deal with or bring in, none of them are professional athletes.
Right.
We want them to see the other side of things that more realistic. I do not tell a child that you cannot shoot for being a professional athlete. Give it your best effort, but have a fallback plan of what you're looking to do and increase that. At the end of our programs, we show them how to tie ties, the right way to look professional. We get a lot of local people to donate their extra ties or whatever they want to give us. And then the child comes in and he picks his favorite tie. So the whole time he has his tie around his neck. So when we at
Nice.
the end, we show them how to tie their ties. And there's a picture I have of me watching my dad show somebody else, the first program we had, of showing another child how to tie a tie like he showed me when I was growing up. So it's still being passed down. And there's another picture this past year of my mother, my uncle, my dad, my brother, my sister, and my niece were all here for the last one. So it's become a family thing for us, for them to come down, for this and pass on, for any kid to have a chance and want to be better and do better.
So not everyone is going to succeed, I guess. And you must see kids who come through who they're in a tough situation, or they're going home and have no money. Maybe you're even worried if they're going to get 3 meals a day type of thing. You see sad stuff when you work in the organization you're with, no doubt about it.
Right.
How does Oz Martin mentally deal with the sad stuff?
It's still a conversation. We still talk with them to see, and anything that we do, we like to try and still get them help and put the family in a better, in a situation where they can get some help. Like I said, I can't do every situation because some things are more legal than I can deal with on my own. So, I started developing resources that can really help them, get on the right track. The biggest thing, whether they accept it or not, the child will accept it, but the adult in the house has to accept responsibility at the end of the day to continue to help
Right.
them.
Are there things that business leaders or individuals who might want to donate or lend their time to Legacy Youth Sports can do to help?
Oh, yes. More than just you donating money, your time as well, even if it's just for an hour. If you want to volunteer and be a coach, if you want to volunteer and just come out that day and just do the score clock, just 1 hour of your time will go a mile because these kids
Wow.
never forget it. They always remember you. And the first time you do it, there's always going to be a second.
Yeah.
I would always say that.
I mean, so someone like me, right? I still play basketball to this day, 3 or 4 days a week. I always think that I'd like to get involved in like a Big Brothers Big Sisters, something like that. If I wanted to help your organization, what would I do right now?
You would first of all, you would call me and say, "Hey, I would like to coach
Right.
or be a mentor in your program." I'll say, "What are your availability?" Because this was questioned to me. I was in that situation where I played basketball 3 or 4 days a week. And I just started playing golf, so I had to make the decision myself to what I want to do and it's the best decision.
Wow.
I still have the time to do the things I want, and then I actually bring the kids along with me.
Right.
And they, then they want to go do it. It takes them away from what they've seen, and it's something else that they would like to do when they see it. So that's the biggest thing.
So
That's
are the typical kids that you're working with, is it like this an inner city type of program, or is it a mentally challenged type of program? What's the normal kid you normally deal with?
I have kids that come from. I'm a teacher as well, so
Okay.
I deal with kids from all backgrounds. It could be from a situation where they come from a disadvantaged situation,
Yeah.
or it could be a kid that comes from mother and father situation. I've seen it to where kids come in, they're not listening to the mother, they're not listening to the father, or in the house there's problems. So I'm almost the mediator of the situation, and I've had that. I've had phone calls. You need to. Can you talk with him? And it still happens right now, every single day.
So when a new kid comes in who you hadn't met before, I imagine they're probably, for the most part, shut down. They don't necessarily want to trust you that much, or kind of quietish. How long does it normally take before you really find that they'll open up with you? You're a stranger before to them. And how long does it take for them to really open up and think of you as coach, family type thing?
Well, the biggest thing for us is the family. When they come in, you'll be amazed. The kids, because they've already been through it.
Right.
So the kids, comfort them and bring them in, and then I'm there. I introduce I'm there and introduce myself. They come in the door. But I'll give you an instance. Ernesto,
Okay.
one of the kids,
Yeah.
he wanted to quit. His mother signed him up. He wanted to quit. He was afraid to want to experience it. That's totally different now.
Now he's into it.
He's into it. He came to, what we do is, look, experience one practice with us,
Right.
and you'll never be the same. You'll always come.
Beautiful.
You'll always participate, and that's what the thing has been for us. Bring your child once, they'll stay for a lifetime.
Beautiful thing. Attorney Justin Clark here with you on Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando, talking to Oz Martin, Legacy Youth Sports. I'm dying to hear some success stories.
I'll give you an instance. I was out shopping one day. Actually, a couple of them. I was shopping one day, and I was walking out one of the outlets, and he just Elijah rolled down the window. He said, "Coach Oz, man, I thank you for being there for me, and doing the things that you do for us. Continue for the next generation. If you need me for anything, I'm a phone call away. Just let me know." And that was 9 years ago.
Wow.
And I see him quite often. I was at the new seafood restaurant on OBT, Orange Blossom Trail,
Yeah.
Grills.
Oh, yeah.
And I was eating brunch there. One of the waitresses came up to me, and she said, "Thank you so much for helping my nephew." and she started crying. I didn't get a chance to cry, because she was already crying. And, those are my trophies.
Of course.
I don't need a trophy. Each kid that we help to get better from whatever situation it is in, sometimes it's not a bad situation. It's the thought pattern.
How does it affect your emotions?
Oh, man.
And the older I get, it seems like the more emotional I get in a little bit. I don't want to
Yeah.
sit here and admit that, but I have to imagine that it becomes incredibly touching and emotional for you to take a young child, maybe from a disadvantaged situation, and you see them really grow up under your tutelage. It's got to be an emotional experience.
Well, it's always brings a big smile on my face to see that. And now I know the experience my dad did when he was a principal of the school, and when we were growing up as kids, and see that, I know what the that is from. I can make all the money in the world, but this happiness here makes it the best. The best to see every one of these kids being personally affected.
Legacy Youth Sports, ladies and gentlemen, is not just sport. It's many, many other things. What are some other things that you teach these children outside of sports?
Thinking of other people besides yourself. Your problem is not the worst. You serving your community, helping your fellow student, just being a better brother, being a better sister, being a better son or daughter, and just being a part of your community, and just uplifting somebody else. If you can do that, just one thing each and every day, to be a part of, something bigger than yourself, then you'll be amazed.
If you want to help, coach, you want to help donate money to Legacy Youth Sports, or better yet, if you have a child that who could benefit from this amazing program, Oz Martin, how do we reach out?
You can go to our website, legacyyouthsportsfl.org, or you can give us a call, 321-245-8413. And we can go from there. It's just a simple thing, as far as anything you want to donate, and especially your time.
Unbelievable. Thank you so much for being here. Most importantly, thanks for what you're doing for this community in Central Florida. Youth as a whole, you're always welcome back here anytime. And I do want to help. All right, anything I can do, I really do want to help. For the original Brianna, the new Brianna, my name is Justin Clark, and I don't know much, Brianna, but I do know one little thing.
What's that?
I will see you right back here tomorrow night on ESPN 580 Orlando.
That's fun.
Thanks for watching.
That's fun.
Goodbye.